Hello, and welcome to another Minute with Matt. I'm Matt with New Life Church, and we're continuing our series of short Bible studies based on the book of Matthew. This time we're going over Matthew chapter 19, verses 13 through 15. Then little children were brought to him, that he might put his hands on them and pray. But the disciples rebuked them. That doesn't seem very nice, does it? People who want Jesus Christ himself to pray for their kids, and the disciples are stopping it. A lot of times there's this idea out there that children are seen, not heard, or children shouldn't have any part in the things of God. When the kids are brought to a church, they should do nothing but play games and not be taught. Not learn to pray, not any of that. But the truth is, when you're young, that's when you can learn the most. It's a lot harder to learn the older you are. The old saying, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. It is. Verse 14, Jesus' response. But Jesus said, "Let the children come to me, and do not forbid them, for of such is the kingdom of heaven." The more famous version of that is, "Suffer the little children to come to me and forbid them not." But it's interesting. First it said, "Let them come," but then, "Of such is the kingdom of heaven." That's the interesting thing. We don't come to God on equal terms. He is our Father. And a lot of times we seem to think that we're intellectual equals or whatever, because I see something in the Bible I don't like. It doesn't really compute with my mind. It doesn't make sense to me. And so I just say, Bible's wrong, God's wrong, because I'm smarter than God. That's kind of how it is. But a child, a young child, you tell them to do something, and if they're obedient children, they'll do it. Even if they're not obedient children, it's not going to be any smarter than everyone. It's just a refusal. But a child, unless it's really what I would call a demon seed, and that's not literal, but they will submit and trust. You can teach a child, and they'll believe you. That's why you've got to be very careful what you teach a child. Because if they find out later that you've been lying, that will do a lot of damage. So only tell your kids the truth. But in the case of God, you don't have to worry, because He is truth. We need to come to God as a child, just believing Him, trusting Him, obeying Him. And so He laid His hands on them and departed from there. So the lesson there, that we need to be humble. We need to realize we don't know everything. And that even if you're 100 years old, God is still a whole lot older than you. We need to come to Him as a child. Hope this has been a blessing. If it has, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, God bless.